Well, we're back again.
It's good to be back.
What's up?
Last episode.
What's up, guys?
Didn't
We-
go as planned.
We have some explaining to do. I think let's be fair. We
Yeah.
have some explaining to do.
Anyways, today we have Dean Marx on the podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Very exciting stuff.
I mean, this has been one of the longest breaks, or the only break that we've had. It's taken how many months just to
It was, I think, November.
just to get this ball rolling again. And what you guys don't know is that we filmed an episode, but we had to get rid of it because it just didn't work out. So now we're here. We got a special guest, Dean Marx.
Welcome, Dean.
One of the smartest guys I know, personally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack.
So
You're one of the smartest guys I know.
what's up, Dean? How are you doing?
Good. Doing well. I should probably just keep the mic up here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Everything.
everything.
Everything?
you know?
Everything and anything.
All right. How's life been?
It's been good.
He hit us with the question
He hit-
first.
He's the one conducting the podcast. All right, so Dean,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, all of us are getting ready to go to college and doing all this stuff, and we've talked about that a lot in our last podcast, and I don't want that to be the main subject in this, but I just wondering what your point of view is right now, just looking into college and what you think you're thinking about doing for your future.
I'm definitely majoring in like computer science, and I'm trying to figure out my minor right now. But I'll probably do business, just because it's such like high demand computer science. You know, my dad works with a lot of software engineers, so it seems like they have a lot of like pros in the industry. You know, and they're always kind of high in the job market for demand. So that's kind of a lame answer. Usually it's like, you know, I'm passionate about this, but I really just like money. You know?
No, trust
But,
me, it's not a lame
yeah.
answer. At least you're gonna be getting like money, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
That's like what I was looking for.
it's like
And you like, Dean, do you like it?
I do know. I actually do
Yeah.
like it, honestly. Like I think it's pretty interesting. It's not like the most interesting thing,
Yeah.
ever, you know.
I
Now I'm making it sound like trash, but like
no.
Jackie
don't-
knows. He takes a computer
No,
science class.
I
with
don't
me,
know
yeah.
where you're coming from, where you say you're liking it, but I do. I can see why. Like,
Yeah,
it's like it's cool.
it's
being
like
able to
satisfying to get everything
put
working.
all the pieces together and
Yeah,
be able
for
to
sure.
finally do something.
Mhm.
To be able to master that too would be pretty
yeah.
impressive.
I know. Like,
Pretty.
you could just make your own website
Yeah.
from scratch.
So
or
Like if
something
you can
that.
do that, you'll be
Nice.
like super
It's-
proud of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really interesting being able to take nothing and just make something out of it, and like that's also just a big thing right now. People talk about AI and like the creation of AI.
Oh yeah.
And now there's like self-creating AI where they can kind of evolve on their own. What are your thoughts on the future of that? Like, what do you think? Do you think you'll be working in stuff with AI, or do you think you'll just be working in like just normal like computer? I don't know. I
Like
don't-
software engineering
yeah,
type
just
stuff.
software engineering.
That's actually a good question, honestly. I was looking at it for English today, actually, because we're doing like 5-year plans. So I looked at UMass Amherst sophomore classes for computer science, and they have like a lot of different stuff, like machine learning, which is what you were saying, like AI teaching itself how to learn. They have like data analysis and software engineering, and like cybersecurity and stuff like that. So I honestly have no idea because I don't know like anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I roughly get it, but like it's so complicated. So like I don't even know. I'll probably just take as many classes as I can and then figure it out. But I think AI would be like super cool to learn, and it's probably like a huge part of the future.
Yeah,
So I
that's
mean,
It's definitely the way we're going. Right
oh yeah,
now.
for sure. Same with machine learning.
Oh yeah.
That stuff's so interesting to me. And cybersecurity, honestly, especially with like all the stuff happening in like Russia and Ukraine right now, like seeing the like cyber security element of it compared to like historical like world wars and shit like that, or stuff like that. Sorry,
You can swear.
I could swear.
I allow you to swear.
I don't condone swearing. Sorry, guys.
All of the money we'll be getting from this is demonetized now. Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I take it back. YouTube.
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah, no, but moving on, talking about the Ukraine and Russia, just like security there. I mean, just in a general sense, it's such a weird thing to think we're living through, like one of the biggest. I guess they say this about everything. Like they said this about COVID. Obviously, it was like the biggest thing in 100 years.
Yeah.
Now this is one of the biggest wars in Europe since World War II, and that's just like insane to think about. Like Russia just supposedly bombed a children's hospital, which is horrible. I think like just growing up and like going through all these like small things, how do you think that's like changing or making our like generation different than other people, like our parents or like our our grandparents? I guess our grandparents.
Oh, honestly, that's a good question. I think honestly, each generation like tries to make their past life sound harder to their kids as like a way to be like, oh my god, I had it so much worse, you know. But I feel like everyone experiences their own version of what we're going through. Like, obviously, there was no like huge Ukraine Russia invasion type thing when in like the 80s or 70s, but there was like the Cold War, you know, and the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that, you know.
Also, like there definitely was nothing like this or COVID for our parents, but the difference is social media. Like, even if there was something that big, it might not have been like televised or like known about as much, just because you can't see it everywhere. Like, we can see it literally anywhere we want right now.
Yeah, no, that's very
At the end of
true.
the day.
Well, you know what else is interesting about that is like that makes propaganda so much easier to spread with social media, so it makes it seem like you're so much more connected and you know exactly what's going on, but like it could be completely false, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys heard about the Russian influencers on like TikTok and Instagram. They're given like a script and they're all reading the same script about the Ukraine conflict. Yeah. So everyone in Russia is like seeing that on social media and thinking like, oh my god, like the Western media is so stupid, I can't believe this, like it's so obvious, but it's completely propaganda, you know?
Yeah, and like same way with us, like we couldn't even know like
Exactly.
Russia's like doing the right thing and we have like no idea, and there's just like fake rumors or stuff that like we're being I don't know, that the government's using against us, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think Russia's doing the right thing.
No,
but like,
probably not.
Definitely
but
not.
I get what you're
unless
saying.
it's completely fake. But yeah, it's definitely not 100% accurate, you know,
Yeah.
in Western media for sure. Everything's skewed to a certain point.
Russia is definitely on the bad side of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Slightly.
But what was it? I saw something pretty big, I guess. There's a WNBA player,
Oh yeah, Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner.
Saw that, yeah.
She got caught in February, was it? With
That was a
with
couple weeks ago.
yeah, February. With vape stuff at the airport.
Yeah,
And then she got like arrested, and now she's stuck there.
I know.
And I don't think she's gonna get out for a while. And I saw a video of her wife talking about it, and she was like in tears,
Really?
talking about how she doesn't know, like she's just praying for her safety, and thinking about like just first of all, how stupid do you have to be to go through the airport with
I know.
I think it was cannabis, vape, whatever cards.
Still though, it's kind of wild. Like it's a huge reality check
But,
to all of a sudden be like, oh, you're in jail in Russia for 5 to 10
exactly.
years.
You're
over
a pro
something.
sports athlete,
Yeah,
and then you're
exactly.
just going from
I couldn't imagine that.
nothing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
I
kinda
saw
nuts,
one
yeah.
thing though, that Russia's gonna use her as like a big name.
Yeah.
Propaganda
Like-
source, yeah.
Yeah, and just like use her to like so we don't attack or anything.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
just
no,
use
that
her
would
to,
make a
as
lot of
like
sense.
we have her.
Like
Yeah,
a
hostage.
hostage
Yeah.
situation, yeah.
Imagine being in the jail that
In
your
Russia.
country's fighting against.
Like a year ago, you were playing WNBA basketball.
Not even a year. She was playing it over the winter or overseas, like off-season basketball in Russia.
That's why she was there.
Yeah, that's why she was there.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? Like, imagine if like LeBron James just randomly was arrested in Russia. It would be the craziest
he would
thing
get
ever.
out.
No.
I guarantee he'd get out.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Like Giannis goes back home to Greece to go play his home team, then he gets arrested.
I know, it's like
and then
that.
he's just stuck
Do
there.
you guys remember when ASAP Rocky was arrested in Sweden? I think
Oh,
that was the weirdest thing ever, and that's not even like close to the level that Russia's at right now.
Yeah.
I
Like, that's a
know.
much more free
no,
country, you know.
yeah.
And it's
Oh,
even
that's
worse
one of the-
because we're at war against them.
Yeah, exactly. We're actively sanctioning them too. Yeah.
Okay, so Dean, I have a good question for
Okay.
you. Me and Colin, us and Colin already talked about this, even though that didn't work out. But if you could have talked or had one person on a podcast that you're on, who would it be? It could be like a famous person, like anyone. They can be dead or alive.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
It can,
Ooh, that's tough. Probably, all right, dead or alive. I'm gonna say Nikola Tesla.
Oh my God, that is what I said last
Is
time.
that actually what he
That's
said?
actually what he said. What I said
No
last time.
way.
Yeah,
That's
I've
so
never
weird,
heard
bro.
of that
Bro,
person either.
yeah, we didn't know who he was.
that's funny.
Really?
Though. Yeah,
I know, but
Because,
some of the
like,
stories about him are
he
like,
was so misunderstood.
I know, yeah,
And he got like swindled out of a lot of
Yeah,
money
by
and
Thomas
all his
Edison.
creative
I know.
Maybe we
creation
should
stuff.
explain who Nikola Tesla is.
Oh yeah,
If you don't know, I mean, he was a famous scientist. Like,
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
me and
he-
Cooper are
yeah.
just out of the
and
loop.
also, I don't know if you've ever heard about that like plan that he had. It was a plan to give everyone free electricity.
yeah,
That's the most wild thing ever because he never got to complete it
No,
because
I
Thomas
know.
Edison was like, all right, it's not working. Like, I'm done
Yeah.
with the funding, you know?
he wanted what's it called? Alternating currents, and Thomas Edison's like, no.
Yeah, I know.
Direct currents all
Which
day.
is so
And
weird to think
there'd be
about.
like a lot more power plants in one
Mhm.
town just for direct current. though. It's like
Super weird. Or another person that I might have is Oppenheimer. You know, that nuclear physicist.
yeah.
He like helped create the atom bomb, and then he had that big interview about like I've created like the end of the
Yeah,
world,
that-
basically.
yeah.
I think that would be super interesting to interview him. But yeah, those would probably be my two answers.
That's cool.
That's a good answer.
Thank you. That's so crazy that we both said Tesla.
I know.
That's the most.
Really
that
funny.
seems so niche to me. I was like,
I-
I'm so original.
No, I know. I when I said that, I was like, no way. he's
That's
messing-
crazy.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
also
Jacob
Cooper
had
said
no
like
idea.
Michael Jordan,
And then he-
that'd be a
Colin
good one.
said
Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, that'd be a
It
good
would
one.
still be cool, but like, it's not as unique as
no, you guys.
Nikolai Tesla, whatever. his
I
name
love
is.
it though.
No,
Oh, yeah.
wait. So the Oppenheimer, is that his name?
Yeah, I think it was J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Him creating like the nuclear bomb, just the control that he had over doing that, and then like once he made it, that would have been such a like, not life changing obviously, but just like the realization that like, oh shit, I just like ruined so many people's lives.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't like someone like with that much power, you don't really realize that until it's like too late.
Mhm.
I feel like that's just like super scary to me.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's like honestly, you can apply that to almost anything where I feel like people are too quick to create and invent stuff without thinking about the repercussions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nuclear energy, for example, like it's super efficient. It seems amazing, you know, but there's also a lot of cons. You know, like we have a nuclear waste crisis, and not a lot of people know that. You know, because there's nothing to do with it. It's radioactive for thousands of years. And
Exactly. Yeah.
Then, like you had, you know, going back to the Ukraine-Russia thing, they were shooting at I forget the plant name, but it's the largest one in Europe, and it was also in Ukraine. It caught on fire during the conflict. Like that could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a huge issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they recaptured the Chernobyl plant. It's like playing a huge role in modern society. So
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that like that guy discovered it and it was like unheard of, and now like any country in the world can do it. And
Hmm.
like every country has like that dangerous power where they can like take out any other country with.
yeah,
their
pretty
nuclear
much.
bomb.
And the other weird thing is, Albert Einstein was like a big part of the invention of the nuclear bomb, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he was originally, you know, he's German,
Mhm.
except he was Jewish too. So the only reason that he didn't make a nuclear bomb for Hitler was because Hitler didn't like Jewish people,
Yeah.
and so he went to America and made it, which would have completely changed the course of history. You
changed
know what I'm saying?
everything.
We could have been the ones that were
We
nuked
could've- yeah.
instead of Japan. You know?
Imagine.
Yeah.
We would have been the ones that
Yeah,
were nuked. 'cause
exactly.
I don't think that dude had any off.
Exactly,
He
yeah.
was just going.
Yeah.
World would look completely different.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jacob, do you have any questions? for Dean?
Yes, I do. It's completely off topic, but that's
Alright,
okay.
go ahead.
Dean,
Yep.
I know you love movies.
Too.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
Top
And
five.
why?
Top
Oh,
five.
You know
top
why?
five.
But I
Top
need
five.
to.
Okay.
Why is it your favorite movie?
Oh, dude, honestly, oh, that's so tough. Do you actually want like a top five?
I'll
I
take
don't
a
know if I
top
do.
five too.
Let's give us your top one with good details.
All right, this is it changes like all the time, but more recently, I think Gone Girl is my favorite of all time. I just love that movie so much. I watched it with Cooper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
what,
a-
do you think it was good?
Yeah, it was
I
so
love
good.
that movie,
It was
bro.
so
Who's
good.
in that?
It's Ben Affleck,
Affleck.
and I don't know who the wife is. Do you know her actor?
But it's
But
so
oh my
good.
god,
I must have seen
you guys
that.
have
It
to watch
sounds
it.
heard
Like,
of
if you
it.
haven't seen it, it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
One of the best movies. It pretty much is the best movie I've ever seen. Like the
Yeah.
acting is insane.
Yeah.
The story is incredible.
Yeah.
So that's more recent. I've watched it like 3 times in the
There's,
past month.
so much detail.
Is
to
it-
it
I
and
know.
everything.
You know what platform? Like where I can watch it?
Oh,
Trying to watch some movies.
I want to say Amazon. but
Amazon
I'm
is
not
probably
sure.
on. It's definitely on
It's
Amazon.
definitely on
Prime.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's definitely
watch
accessible.
it.
It
It's
came,
crazy.
came out in like 2014. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's like pretty.
Yeah, I
recent.
recognize the name. Like,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was unbelievable,
really
and
good.
like the soundtrack and everything, it was perfect. You know, it was so intense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was a great movie. But I also like 1917. That was one of my favorite movies
Yeah.
because it's just so simple,
The
but
film
it's
is
like
so good.
I know
It's
the
super
filming is
easy.
great. Like every
Yeah.
shot looks like a painting,
Yeah.
and it's all in like it's not actually in one shot, but they make it seem like it is. You know,
Yeah.
that's an awesome movie too.
Yeah, it
And
is.
third, I'd probably say Whiplash, which we literally watched in English. But I remember I watched that, and
Yeah.
my parents had recommended to
Good
me.
movie.
Yeah. Oh my god,
I never saw that before. We
it was
watched that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
haven't
really
It's a good
really
one.
good
Have you seen
movie.
that?
It's like
Jack?
really creative
No.
because like you think of it and you're like that has to be so boring, like someone just playing.
Yeah,
games all the
exactly.
time, but like, what's his name?
And those movies are
J.K.
so hit or
something?
miss. You know.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's the actor's name?
What's his name?
J.K.
Oh, you're right.
Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
He's
yeah,
such
yeah.
a good actor in it.
He's
and
a
it's-
great actor. Yeah.
It's so unique, but it's so good.
Yeah, I completely agree. And yeah, those movies are so completely hit or miss, the ones that barely give away anything, you know. Oh, he's a drummer and he gets moved into a really difficult ensemble. You'd be like, that movie sounds terrible.
Yeah.
You go watch it, it's like insane. Like,
yeah, it's so
unbelievable acting.
It's,
Like
like,
probably
so
the best acting I've ever
intense.
seen. I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
I can't believe we watched that in English. Honestly, I was shocked when she was like, "We're watching
We watch
Whiplash."
good movies.
I
in
know
English.
we do, and then we watched Interstellar. Like, I was shocked.
Yeah, Interstellar was a good movie.
Interstellar's so
I know,
good.
movie's great. Yeah, and you're watching
Oh
Inception
my
in your
God,
second
it's
block.
So good.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
yeah, I
I
gotta
haven't even
say.
seen the whole thing. I love that movie.
The movie's so amazing. Yeah, I remember. Were you over at Jacob's house? When
I
we-
was.
Yeah, I remember
was.
that. That movie's
I-
awesome.
I was the only one. Me and you watching it, and then Jacob
Yeah.
and Cooper were around me. It's really hard to
Yeah.
focus though on that.
I
You
know.
gotta be like really.
Yeah, that's
I
so
know,
true.
like in class, I'm like paying a lot of attention to it, and I
Mhm.
get it. But like, if I wasn't focusing for every second, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"What dream are they in? What dream are they?"
I know,
in?"
yeah, because it's like so many layers. Same
Yeah.
thing with Gone Girl too. if
I
you
love
end up
movies
watching
like that though.
Mhm.
They're like complex.
You're gonna love
I
Gone
love
Girl if
movies.
you watch it
Like
then.
Cooper, you were saying you like you're more into like the action of a
Yeah.
movie. I love like a story
Yeah,
personally.
I do.
Like I'm way more into
Yeah.
the story or like just complexity in the movies.
Yeah, I agree. If you like those types of movies too, The Departed is also really good.
Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
I really want to see that. You explained
that
it to me, and we never got to see. I wish we watched.
yeah,
it
I mean, yeah, I look he did
What's it
too.
about?
It's okay, so it's got like a ton of famous actors, you know, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Jeez.
Jesus.
And it's basically about there's this mob boss that the police is trying to catch, but the head of the police is employed by the mob boss and they
Yeah.
don't know. So like every time they're like, why can't we catch this guy? But it's really because the mob head, like the head of the police, Matt Damon, is in on it. So he keeps telling the mob boss, like, all right, leave this area before we go invade to try and like arrest you. You know, he's giving them
Yeah.
tips.
Yeah.
So then they hire Leonardo DiCaprio as like a new police officer, right? And his job is to infiltrate the mafia boss and like act like a gangster and become part of the mafia. And then he's going to try and help them get the police.
Yeah.
And he's working for Matt Damon, who's also trying to help the mob
Ah.
boss, but they have no idea. You know
That
what I'm
sounds
saying?
really good.
That's cool.
It's
Leonardo
really good.
DiCaprio is honestly in so many good movies.
I know. Yeah, he's an incredible actor. Like,
There's so many
But-
like top tier movies I can.
yeah,
think
I
of
totally
with
agree.
him
Even
in
the
it.
ones where he's like not a great performance, they're still really good movies.
Have you seen what's that one based off the book? You know,
Gatsby.
yeah. Even
That's-
that, I did
I
not think.
hated that
No,
movie.
I thought I was gonna hate
I
it, and I
hated
liked
I
it.
saw that and like
Oh,
I think-
aren't there two? There's like an old one and a new one,
I
right?
liked the new
Yeah.
one. I
I
thought I
think-
was gonna hate it. It sounds like something I would
I
hate, but it
think-
was actually really good.
It's really
I think
good.
the movie was better than the book, just because the story itself, like what it's all about, I hate it. I don't know why.
Really?
It's just such a
I think it's
bad
really good.
storyline, such a bad plot.
It's
but, like,
weird, but I like it.
I've read the book,
Interesting.
but I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book.
Yeah, I think low-key, like books where you have to read them for English classes, sometimes it really ruins the story.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I don't
Definitely.
know.
that's true.
That's just
Because
for
you're
me
not
personally.
viewing it as like, oh, I get to read this book.
Yeah, it's
I
like
have to
I
read this
have to
book.
read this book and I have to like go back and remember everything. You know.
What do you guys think the best book you've read in like school was? Like, the
Oh,
teacher was
To
Not
Catch
tell-
a. Why can't I think?
Mockingbird?
To
Mockingbird.
Catch a Mockingbird.
No.
Catching Fire.
Huh? No,
The
no.
Hunger Games
J.D.
one?
Salinger. I don't know. No. Why is
I
it
have
not To
no idea.
Catch? Not To Catch. I can't think of the name. God. Well, it's about this kid. He's in school, and it's like really simple, but at the same time, the story just keeps expanding on itself. And he's in school, and he's just like a bad student, and he's going to a private school where his old teacher, like, is still kind of helping him out and talking to him. Old English teacher, I think, and that was the only class that he was good in. And the whole book, it's just like it's going through his life, just all the things that he does in his life, and like his sister, his mom, like what's happening, and his like love life or whatever. And the book really never has this like kind of end thing that it gets to. It kind of just like explains his whole life and then like puts it like sets it down in the weirdest possible way. But I really enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but at the end of the book, it literally just ends with the teacher, him talking about how like someone died in their school or something, and the teacher going out and helping him and saying how good the teacher was or something, and then that's it, and then that's the end of the book, and it's like that's so weird, but it was such a well written story that it was just like
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
Who did you say it was by?
J.D. Salinger?
And it's To Catch a something.
No, it's not To Catch a. I don't know why I said To Catch a.
Weird.
It's wait, I'll just look it up.
I don't know why. I never heard of that.
I
author.
I don't mind when like a story ends like that.
No, yeah, I
With,
don't
like,
mind that either.
That's not even a cliffhanger. That's just like not like I don't mind if nothing huge happens.
Yeah, I feel
just-
like
I just
sometimes
want-
when books end with like a a conclusion that's like, oh, you know, I had to end it off on a bang. It's almost like unrealistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Well, unless the writing before is like incredible.
yeah, no, that's very true.
But
That's actually such a good question. I don't know if you know the best book you read in school is, but I can't think of one off the top of my head,
Mine's
to be
probably
honest.
I
like
don't
the
read books.
classics, like of Mice and Men.
I never read that. I never read To Kill a Mockingbird either.
I've read
Or The Great
I
Gatsby.
never read any of those books.
Yeah, I didn't read any of them.
the,
I didn't
I'm
even,
so
I didn't,
stupid.
what's the other one?
I'm so stupid. I don't know why I said To Catch a. It's The Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, The Catcher in the Rye. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes way, yeah, I've heard
It's-
of that.
That's such a good. I
Yeah,
love
that's a
the book.
classic.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys read, what's that one? Oh, The Fly something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I read that in school.
That one, I heard that
It's
one was
like
really
Revenge
good.
of
Wait.
the Fly.
Yeah,
I know.
Revenge of the
Or
Flies?
is it
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the
That's
Flies.
what
I
it
always
is.
get it
kids?
confused with
Yeah,
The
it's
Grapes of
kids
Wrath.
on like
And they
aren't they
could-
on an island or something?
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
mad confusing, but it was like
I read
I
it in
heard that
school.
one was good,
It
but I
is.
haven't read it
No.
either. I haven't read like any of the
I think-
classics.
I didn't really read it,
have
but
you
my
read
teacher
19
explained it.
Have you read 1984?
No, I don't think so.
That is, I mean, apart from J.D. Salinger, Catcher in the Rye, 1984. It's such a it's a really good book. It's like a dystopian kind of like
Yeah.
the government is like fully controlling, and
Hmm.
it just talks about how this dude who's kind of like becoming self-aware in this like system that everyone else is just kind of going through the motions and doing what the government tells them or what their leaders tell them. He's kind of becoming self-aware, and then he starts to like slowly meet other people that are like somewhat self-aware, and it's just like it's interesting because this is the prediction for what would happen in 1984 from like a dude in the 50s or I think it was written in the 40s, 46.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah,
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, it's such a good book. And then if you look into it, it kind of like draws comparisons to like North Korea or something. Just the
Really?
way, the way they live life and
Oh, that's weird.
how they're like ration food and how they have to do one job. And it's just really
Do
interesting.
you guys remember what that book was? I remember when I think of like middle school, I think of that book where it's about the city that's in the dark and they have
Oh.
a generator that lights up the city.
Oh, it's
I don't know the name.
That
I
I
City of
remember.
Ender?
Yeah, the City of Ender. That book was awesome, bro.
That
I
was
love that book. That was my
That's a
favorite
I
really
book.
remember the
good
movie
book.
was really like not
I've
as
never
good.
seen that movie.
I never seen the movie, but I remember the
There was,
book
like,
was
three of
so
them.
good.
They were like in a underground.
I know.
I
And
remember
It
reading
was
that.
such a good story too because it was like, what was the reason the guy shut it off? Someone they had the key and they kept passing it down to each generation of like
Yeah.
each king.
And
You
like,
saying
the
this is
king-
like
the
unlocking
king-
memories.
Isn't
from when we
it?
read
I
it.
swear.
That,
That
like
book
I
was
did
so
not remember
good.
that
I
ever
love that book.
existed, but now I like
Yeah.
am
I
remembering
really,
it.
like, might
Like I
have
know
that
how it
book
ends now. Like
over there.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
I know. Yeah, that book's great.
That's
That's
funny.
probably my favorite one.
That's crazy. I remember that.
And I liked Fahrenheit 451 too. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
read the one
I
about
I
the
read
book
that.
burnings.
Yeah, the book.
That was a really cool
Freshman or
book.
sophomore year.
Yeah, I like those like historical books
Yeah,
and the dystopian ones too.
definitely.
Yeah.
What was the? It wasn't Fahrenheit 451, but it was about World War II. It was like it had prisoner something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like, is it like a weird number?
Yeah,
It's Prisoner 7 something.
that I remember reading that. I think for like Shark Block in middle school,
Shark Block.
and that was one of the first, well, not first
That's
books,
funny.
but one of the only books that I actually like, not wanted to read, but like when I read it, I'm like I'd rather be doing this than going back to
I
school.
know.
Going back
Dude,
to
I don't know
class.
what happened. I used to love reading.
Yeah,
Like to the point where like I'd stay up reading it till like 1 a.m.
yeah.
But like I just don't. I literally cannot read a book anymore. Like Jared gave me Jackson Nardone gave me a
Marky
book
friend.
while I had mono because he was like, "Oh, you gotta read this book
Yeah.
if you've got nothing else to do." Because I was super bored. I forget what it was called. I
Was it
just
by-
couldn't read it. I don't know why. I was like, I wanted to read it so bad, and I was
Yeah,
like
that
so
happens.
distracted by my phone and
Yeah.
like other stuff. You know.
I mean, like earlier in the year, Brian gave me a book, like something, The Laws of Power. I read half of that.
Oh, I know that. Is it 48 Laws of Power?
48 Laws
Yeah,
of Power.
yeah, I know that
read
book.
half of it. I kind of, because I also had other books that I wanted to read at the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
and I stopped reading that. But there's this one book. I think the guy's name is Okami. He's some Japanese writer, and it's one of the most like interesting things I've ever read, because if you read into his backstory, just the author's backstory, it's pretty much like a
autobiography, except like there's certain things changed up about it. But the whole book is talking about this dude who just does not like his life, which is like sad. And it's just like he talks about growing up, how he never felt like he belonged just like as a human being on Earth, and how he just wanted to like not die, but just not wanted to be in certain situations. And then it slowly starts to evolve, and he's like, and he like starts to think about the idea of suicide. And at the end of the book, or not the end of the book, but some way halfway through, he tries to kill himself with someone that he fell in love with, and they both were like very like poverty struck, suicidal.
Yeah.
So they try to kill himself. The girl dies, but he stays alive, and the whole book is just him like reflecting on that. But the thing is, this author that wrote the book, he killed himself with his girlfriend, and he wrote a book about
No
that.
way.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's really sad.
Really?
It's really sad. And it's also like I wish I could read it in the actual like original language it was written, because the translated version is a little bit weird. But
Yeah.
it's like really good. Like
That's cool.
I don't know. It's sad, but it's just like
That is
'cause
really sad.
It's just he slowly evolves on the idea of, oh, I don't want to be in this situation. Then it just turns into, I just want to kill myself.
know.
I don't want to be here at all. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's
Yeah,
weird to
some like mental health situations like that are really interesting to me, because like I don't know if you guys watched that Weight of Gold documentary in wellness, but
Wait.
it was about the like Olympic swimmers,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know, or just Olympic athletes in general. And there was this one guy who was like, well, I think he was bobsled.
The guy who did it.
Yeah,
killed
he
himself
was.
during
He
the-
filmed. He was like spreading awareness about suicide and talking about like his struggle with depression and stuff. And then you find out at the end of the thing, he committed suicide during the filming of the documentary.
Yeah.
And one of
It,
the
like,
other
comes out of
people
nowhere.
speaking in it found him.
I know, yeah. It's
Like, one of the
it was
other people-
shocking. Like it was honestly so shocking. Like just seeing the whole film, and then at the very end, it's like, oh, remember this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Did you watch
know,
the movie too? About,
Which one?
It was with Zach Galifianakis. Is that how you say
Zach
his last name?
Galifianakis.
And they're in a depression. They're in like a.
That was a
mental
psych
illness-
ward?
What?
The one within the psych ward.
yeah,
the kid.
it was the kid that
Yeah.
turns himself in. That was a decent movie. I
I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was like as good as the documentary.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely just sent the right message. Just like,
it was a very interesting take on it too. 'Cause it
Yeah.
was like a comedy too.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like a dark
they-
humor
like a
type thing.
mix.
Like, yeah, it's weird to take Zach Galifianakis, the dude that's like known for interviewing people, and
Yeah,
in
and like being
Hangover,
hilarious,
yeah,
you know?
and being
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
put him in a suicide movie.
I
But
know. And then his role is like he tried to kill himself 6 times, and he's in
Yeah,
a psych ward. And,
exactly.
You know,
I don't know.
I like that though, because even though it's not like a funny subject, I feel like it's important to have, like, if you want to make a good movie, it has to be realistic. And like, obviously that building, that like place isn't like a funny place to be at, but
Mhm.
it's not like 24/7 every day. It's gonna be
Yeah.
super sad.
Well, if you think
Well-
it's in a hospital, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the hospital is so depressing, honestly.
yeah, no, it is sad. But I'm
It's-
just
it's
saying, like,
crazy
there's
sad.
gonna be
And-
comedy every once in a
Yeah,
while.
oh,
you know
no,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like everywhere in life, like
And,
funny
yeah.
movies are gonna be sad and all that.
And I don't know. This might just be me like taking too much out of it, but I mean, Zach Galifianakis guy, like he's a performer, not only in the movie, not only like in real life, but in the movie, he's kind of just like there to make the kid happy, and this kind of like almost reflects that like some people that are like it's the I don't know what the saying is, but like the person that makes people laugh the most is the most
It's like
depressed.
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
they're never actually like talking. They're never
Right, yeah.
talked to.
They
or
like
the-
put on a mask, sort of.
yeah, exactly. And I think I don't know if that's what that's trying to project, but it almost kind of does, just because he's a comedian, but he's in this movie about like suicide, and it's just he's the guy that like you don't even know until like closer to the end of the movie that he tried killing himself 6 times, and it's just like, oh, I thought he was like this just well-to-do guy. Like, why would he be in here? I didn't know that he would do that. And it's just like how absent-minded people can be when it comes to mental health, and how people just don't ever recognize it until it's pretty much too late. And it's just really sad to think about.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stigma around it too.
Yeah.
Still, even though people, you know, like talk about stigmas and all that stuff, it's still prevalent,
Still
you know,
there.
which is kind of frustrating.
All
but
right.
what were you saying?
I want to lighten it up a tiny bit, but not staying on the same topic. Let's talk about fellow football player,
NFL player Calvin Ridley. He was
Oh,
out
yeah, the
the whole
sports betting.
season. I want to actually hear your opinion about this because he was out the whole season or almost the whole season for mental health related stuff.
Yeah.
And he was suspended for the next season because he sports bet, according to him, $1,500, which is not a lot for his salary, but
He's definitely lying.
It's
He's
money.
100% lying.
Yeah. First of all,
No chance.
if you're making however much, let's say he made $20 million last year.
Care about making that little
Yeah,
money.
I don't think he's betting $1,500.
No,
on
no chance.
anything.
And I actually saw after the news came out, like someone made a video clip of him, like questionable plays by Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
It was
I
super.
think that was a
interesting.
joke. I don't think.
It was probably a joke,
I
but
don't
some of them
think-
were like, "Are you serious?" Like
Yeah.
he would get the first down and then like run backwards and then get tackled, or like he'd be about to get a touchdown and then he'd juke like no one. And it was like, all right, even if this is a joke, it's like, what are you even doing? You know what I'm saying? But it was 100% more than $1,500, especially if you're making millions as an NFL player. Like,
I think it's definitely known that you're not allowed to sports gamble. Like he definitely knew he was doing something wrong, obviously. And yeah, the fact that he said that much money definitely doesn't seem like he like right. And also the fact that he like didn't play the whole season, and then you find out he's been sports gambling on it. Just like it's so stupid because he's not like helping his mental issue case, you know.
well, yeah, I think gambling addicts are like kind of tough. It's like a tough spot to be in because it's like, why are you smiling over there?
Looked at me.
I
Cooper
did.
looked at me.
Oh,
I'm-
come on, you're not
I'm-
you're not a sports gambling addict though.
We're
Like,
not addicts.
like some people are ridiculously bad
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
And
you
also
know?
put a lot of money.
Not only
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
Just
Yeah.
gambling in general, like dudes that go get lottery every single day at Hannaford, like
Oh, I know. Lottery is like,
Yeah.
it's honestly just an idiot tax at that
yeah,
point.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like people that think their money's gonna, like,
I know.
The-
Yeah,
the-
the odds of it. I think people would buy lottery tickets less if they realize the odds. Like if you put
no, I know.
like a wheel, you know, spin the wheel type thing. If you land on the red, you get a lottery
Yeah.
win. If you land on the green, you don't. You wouldn't even be able to see the red. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Did you see the Mr. Beast video where he bought $100,000 worth of lottery tickets?
No.
And he lost 30%. So out of that, he didn't make 66,000, but he got 66,000 from
Mm.
it.
Yeah, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because
Yeah.
it's like just like sports betting, the house always wins. You know, in that case, like the
Yeah.
government always wins. But
Yeah.
it's set up to make.
Well,
People
not if you
fail.
hit locks, though.
What?
Not if you hit locks, though.
Not if you get locks. That's true. That's true. Not if you're Jacob Gambles.
But I feel like just gambling as a player, like I feel like they definitely shouldn't be allowed to gamble on their own team.
Mm.
And
Oh, no.
Like I like
Just not gamble in general. I don't know.
yeah, definitely not in their league. But like if he wants to bet on a different sport, I feel like
Well,
that's
I feel like, do you guys think the year was worthy of a year? I do not think it was worthy of a year.
I don't think it was
suspension.
worthy
of a
Due to
year.
Other suspensions, like how, like Adrian
Like, people
Peterson,
beat
like
their, like,
hit
lo-
his kid or something.
I think.
How long was
I
he
think
out?
it's
a year?
gonna be changed though.
I don't think that's the same
yeah,
level.
caliber.
It really isn't.
Yeah, like-
but I think
saw,
it might
who
be.
was who's the
I
one
feel like
who
he should
um,
be fined or something, and also
No, he could be suspended for like 5 or 6 games,
Yeah.
but
I
a
saw
year.
a like list of like game suspensions, and someone got, I forget who it was, but someone got suspended for 6 weeks for smoking weed.
it
I
was,
thought, and then it's
I
like,
think it was Ezekiel Elliott.
was it? I think you might
Yeah.
be right, but it was like, all right, bro, are you serious? Like, that's like
I don't think
6
that's worthy of
weeks.
6 weeks either.
that. Yeah, no, but like.
That's so.
I don't know, full season, like you could argue, but at the same time, you look at like Congress and you have insider
I would-
trading. You
yeah,
know,
you brought
you're
that
probably
up.
about to bring
yeah.
that up, yeah, because it's like I think Micah Parsons said earlier this season, he was
Yeah.
like, all right, I understand, you know, we're not allowed to sports bet, it makes sense, but then at the same time, you have like Nancy Pelosi is the #1 stock trader of 2021, like that shouldn't be allowed, you know,
Right.
But they're the ones who make the rules.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
then
like,
then
who's gonna do
she's
anything?
making regulations saying, oh, insider trading is not allowed.
Yeah, exactly, and being like,
Interesting.
"Oh, insider trading is disgusting. I can't even believe it." And it's like,
Yeah.
"You're the one doing it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
stop."
They're literally playing a game with each other. They're not
I
like
know.
they're not helping any of the people under them. They're just like
helping themselves.
making other people that are have the same amount of reach and power support them.
I know.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The whole point of politics in general is
It's weird to
help
imagine,
people.
like, thinking about how corrupt U.S. government is. Imagine how corrupt, like, Russian government
Oh.
is. I can't even picture it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
North
exactly.
Korea.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
at
they don't
North
know
Korea.
anything about other countries.
Yeah, it's
at all.
yeah, it's nuts.
Like,
It's crazy.
Those I remember. I don't know if you guys took globals freshman year, but
Yeah.
if you have Miss Johnson, she always showed like North Korea type stuff.
I know.
And like you obviously like the Dennis Rodman thing, you went to and they had that big documentary about North Korea.
Yeah.
They had like people working for the government faking like they had internet, and it was just like a screenshot of the Google Chrome browser. They'd be like moving the mouse around, and it's like, bro, we can see there's no mouse. Like, it's just weird.
And they probably were like, "Oh, I guess this is how it is."
I
in
know,
the
it's
US.
so
Like, they don't
weird.
know. But the thing is, those people don't know at all how
What
much
it's
how
actually
free
like.
we are, or free, yeah, compared to them. And it's just like they live their life so like laser-
isolated from
yeah,
everyone.
so isolated. It's just
It's
so
also weird though
strange.
because like China completely condones it. Well, at
Yeah.
least not the citizens, but
Well,
the government.
The Chinese government is they're better than the North Korean government, but they're not.
like
good,
almost, I
you
don't
know?
think as much as people would think though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like they're
no.
closer to that than people realize.
No, exactly.
Mhm.
I read this story a while ago. I forget her name, but it was an autobiography about a North Korean person running away from North Korea. They obviously had to go to China.
Yeah.
I think like the only other you can go to like Mongolia or something.
They
But
get sent back.
yeah, no, they got there and there was like human trafficking like all over China.
Oh yeah.
And since they were girls, they were human trafficked until they were able to escape that. But it's just like the Chinese people, they like say that they'll help the escapees but they really just sell them off, or they used to at least. I don't know how.
Really?
This was a few like 10 like 15 years ago, I think. But it's just like they like say that they're helping these people that are coming from this horrible country, but they're not that much better. They really aren't. Their
Yeah.
freedom is not that much more than others. So
Yeah, and
It's-
you can argue whatever, but at the same time, it's like you have two routes out of North Korea if you want to escape. You can go to South Korea, or you'd think, oh, let's go to China. It's right there. But you really have to go to China and then go all the way down to like,
Yeah.
Thailand or something like that, or
Yeah.
India.
no, I know you. Yeah,
It's like you can't really argue with the results, But yeah, that's a really good point. I don't know if you guys saw China made like an artificial sun earlier, like 2 months ago now, I think.
Really?
But it
I
was
have not
really it
seen
was like a
this.
fusion reactor, right? You know how nuclear reactors are all fission,
Yeah.
which is like they split the atom, and the sun basically combines atoms, and that releases like way more energy. And the first, or not first, but I think the world record for the longest fusion reaction was in China, and they just called it an artificial sun in the news. I literally thought they made like a fake sun to like help like spread light or something. It was the weirdest thing ever. I
That
don't know if
is-
you guys saw that, but yeah, I think
That's funny.
0.007 seconds or something was the world record for the longest fusion reaction of all time.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
All right, Dean, I have a question, and it's completely off topic, unless you guys have anything else to say.
Oh no.
I'm all
All
set.
right, so I asked this in the chat the other day, our group chat.
Yep.
This has been like, I feel like this has been a pretty important year, right, in our lives.
yeah, I'd agree.
So what is the most important thing you've learned?
Thought dude was about to say wheels or doors.
What from the past
Yeah, I
year?
know. Wheels or
Okay,
doors.
take it back. Wheels or doors? No, since like the start of junior year, we'll do that.
Start of junior year.
Yeah, the most important thing you've learned since then. I don't know, it's kind of a big question.
That's a big
It's
question.
hard because like the most important thing is so specific.
Most of
Or
all right,
one
yo,
important
I
thing you
actually I have a
learned.
good one.
It
Most
doesn't have
important
to be
thing, I'd say, don't take school too seriously.
Facts.
I feel like freshman year and like early sophomore year, I took school way too seriously because I was like, oh, I gotta get good grades.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my
school
God.
doesn't teach us the real world problems.
Yeah, but I don't know if you ever hear kids complain like, "Oh man, I wish they taught us taxes." Those are the same kids that'd be in a taxes class like asleep.
I
There's
know.
no,
Yeah, definitely.
way.
No, but
100%.
sorry, I didn't want to
100%.
interrupt you. It's just that I was just making fun of those people.
I know,
but
yeah.
I know what you mean.
I completely
I-
agree, though. I get what
yeah.
you're saying, but yeah, it's like, at least what I found is if you have if you're kind of behind on homework or something, you're already having a bad day, but you're like, oh my god, I gotta do this homework, and if I don't get a good grade on it, then I'm gonna be upset again tomorrow, and if I'm upset again tomorrow, then I'm not gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna skip and do more homework, and
Yeah.
I need a good grade on that too, because like your whole life is being graded,
Yeah.
but it's really not worth it for your mental health. I don't think. I think it's more important to that should be the most important thing.
Yeah, totally, that's a great
Yeah.
answer.
I was gonna say something more general, just like not taking the value out of a lot of things, but not valuing things as important as like some people say they are. Just like, oh, you should be working a lot, get a bunch of money, go to college. You should be doing all your schoolwork. Just like in general, people overvalue so much, they forget to just look at the small things in their life and just like, oh shit, like this is what I have. Like I should appreciate this. I don't need to like go above and beyond.
I so agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what actually reminded me of that was when I was in the emergency room like 4 weeks ago now.
Oh yeah.
5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But like going back to the hospital thing, like I was saying, it's so depressing, and you don't really realize it until you're really in there.
So
And I was only in there for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was a really minor thing, but I was talking to an older guy in the waiting room because we were both waiting there for like 2-3 hours to get like into the actual emergency room.
yeah.
And he was telling me about like, oh yeah, I'm like 85, I have a low platelet count. I need a blood transfusion again for like the third time in a month. And it's like, oh my God, I'm just in here because I have mono and I'll be fine in like a week or two. Even though it seems terrible right now,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm so lucky, I've got my whole life ahead of me and this guy's in here for his third blood transfusion in a month. I couldn't even like imagine it,
I also like agree with that because like one of the things I guess I've learned that have been pretty important is being like thankful and not taking like everything for granted, as Dean said. Like I'm just, like we're all like so lucky to be in the place we're at, and like I've heard people say like the people in Ukraine are like rushing out and trying to flee the country.
We're
as
making
like,
a podcast.
as we're sitting here talking
Yeah.
about it,
As we're
like as entertainment, or
In
not
a
as
nice,
entertainment,
warm
but,
house.
like
In
something
a
to
nice
talk about.
house. We just played
Yeah.
basketball outside.
Yeah,
I know.
there's just so much stuff that like I took for granted, I guess, and now I'm just so much like more thankful for it. And I don't know, I realized so much, and like, yeah, just how some people are like less fortunate and stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like something that's helped me realize it a little bit more, just other people's perspective and just life in general, doing sports and going to just like, even though like New Hampshire is a pretty like a relatively or generally just a very well off state, like places like Manchester, like I had a friend from there I met from wrestling. He's telling me about how like walking downtown, he barely walks downtown like after a certain time, just because it's like it's so sketch down there.
We don't like Match Vegas.
Yeah, like Manchester. And he said there's like people that bring guns to school and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
legitimately. Yeah, like, and this is not something that I really realized, but
Oh my
like,
God, you're
it's
making
a legit-
Manchester sound like Detroit.
No, but it's like that's not bad. Like this is not bad compared to places like Detroit.
Yeah, I know. Which
I
is
guess
really
that's
weird
the
to
point,
think about.
though.
Yeah.
Which is the point exactly. And it's just like I live in Hampton, New Hampshire. It's
I know.
one of the I am so lucky when it comes to one of the safest places. UNH, one of the safest college campuses I think in the whole world. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, it
legitimately.
is.
So like
Really?
we're just like really lucky, and I just being able to realize that has been one of the biggest things
Yeah.
for me in my past
Yeah.
year.
For sure. Do you guys think any of you are gonna go to UNH?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Honestly, I love their campus.
Yeah.
I like
No,
their
it's a nice
it's
school.
beautiful.
They're a great campus. Yeah, their school is awesome.
I wish it was a different. state
UNH
school.
literally has a stigma. as
I
we
know
saw
it. Look,
here.
it does just because we grew up in New Hampshire. But like,
Yeah.
if that was labeled as UVM and we grew up in New Hampshire,
Yeah, like a lot. Like I feel like still a lot of
I
people
agree.
would go
Well, I
there.
mean,
I
a lot of people
completely
go
agree.
there anyway, but I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people that go there are like, I'm going to UNH.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, I'm going to UNH, but like,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
the same. Like, Jackie, you're gonna have a fun time.
I
at
have
UNH.
been caught saying a few times, "Oh, I'm just going
You
to
literally
UNH." Like I'm
yesterday-
just
Yeah.
going to UNH.
In the
and like
car.
the parents.
Think about that though. That's like really well off to say.
I know, but
Yeah.
it sounds like I'm like not spoiled, but like saying
No, yeah.
I'm just going to UNH. Like what someone's dad heard me say that, they're like UNH is a great school, like you know,
Yeah.
and it's just like the normal talk from state school parents, you know,
Because once you
people
get-
that went there.
Once you get there, it's
Yeah, it
like,
is, and I'm not
yeah.
dreading it. I am very excited to go to college, and I want, like, I know I'm gonna. There's 15,000 people there. I'm not gonna know everyone there. I'm gonna meet new
Yeah.
people, and it's gonna be great. But I think just sometimes having a lot of options, or not even. I don't have a lot of options, but just seeing other options that I could have had, and comparing it to this one thing that like you hear about and you know, it's just like it's kind of a bad thing because like. Just
Yeah.
don't take this for granted because everything else seems better.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You never know. Like, I could say I want to go to UConn, but UConn has a lot of negatives. I mean, this isn't personally for me, but for the females, it's the highest, like one of the highest rates of rapes at a campus. And that's just like,
Really?
yeah, and that's like something you don't think about. It's just like, oh, UNH is a lot more safer in that aspect.
Yeah.
And you just don't realize that when you're thinking about comparing these two things, just because
Jeez.
yeah, it's sad, but it's just something you never think about, and it just don't take my one thing that I have for granted.
Yeah,
I need
like
to do that more.
just
Yeah.
UNH.
Yeah,
like, doing it.
exactly.
I have a question that's like kind of imaginatory, but like kind of going off of that. If you guys, or Dean, I guess we can all answer, but if you could go to one college and like money like doesn't matter or anything, and
That's a good
acceptance
question.
rate, what
What would it be?
college would you go to? Yeah.
I've actually thought about this
I
a
have a
lot, to be
prediction.
honest. What do you think it is?
I think you're gonna say Duke.
Yeah, pretty much. I've always
It's
thought
not
Duke
even
was
because what you
sick.
said earlier. I think
No, yeah.
because we were like, if it was sports, you'd be Duke. But
Yeah.
you've always been like Duke is so cool.
I love Duke. Yeah, Duke is like a little too much of a reach. Where I was like, all right, like it's expensive on top of the fact it's like really hard to get into. So I toured it while I was in North Carolina, and I thought it was like all right. I didn't really see a bunch of it, but I've always thought like growing up, Duke basketball team was awesome. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen videos of their dining hall on TikTok, but it's unbelievable.
Is
Like
it?
actually unbelievable. It's all made of like glass in the front.
That's
They've got
crazy.
like different countries, like chefs from different countries making stuff.
Sick.
But yeah, second I'd probably say Notre Dame, and I'm applying there, so
Awesome.
it's like perfect.
Good
you know?
luck.
I mean, Dean,
Thanks.
if you go to Amherst, isn't that like one of the best foods in the country?
Yeah, I think it's
So
it
there you
was
go.
at least they advertised it as number one rated,
There
and
you
I've
go.
seen it on like niche as number one rated food. But
That's
yeah, it
sick.
was
UMass?
crazy good.
UMass
Yeah,
Amherst
UMass
is number
Amherst.
one.
I hope I get in there then.
Yeah, it was awesome too. I love their campus. I honestly, if I had to guess a school that I'm gonna go to next year, even though I have no idea right now, I'd probably guess UMass.
Yeah, aren't they? They're pretty good for computer science. Too.
Yeah, they're really good for
Yeah,
computer
yeah.
science. Yeah, I was just looking it up First Block today, and they're compared with like Harvard for
Yeah,
computer
no,
science.
that's what I was looking at like earlier this year. Even though I didn't want to.
I know. I had no idea too before
Yeah.
I applied. I just found that out. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good.
What about you, Jacob?
Definitely Charleston, which I could go to.
Yeah.
I have to tour my other two
Jacob,
schools though.
what are your
Hey.
thoughts on that Charleston thing that they offered you with the study
Alright,
abroad
so-
thing? I want your breakdown.
All right, so Charleston is my number one. I was explaining it, and they offered me a spring, like you can come here in the spring, but you have to go to Rome, or not Rome, like Rome, Dublin, or London. So like
Sick.
if I got in there for the fall, I would say like 95% sure, like I'm going there. But this makes it like very interesting, and like the thing is, it's like we were just talking about, like that's like an amazing opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
So is
Like,
it like
I'm
you go
lucky-
for one semester? And
Yeah,
then
just
they
it's
motivate you?
literally August 31st to December 20th. Like it's 3 months.
Really? Is it guaranteed admission if you do that?
Yeah. Well, you gotta pass. You gotta have like a 2.6
Right, yeah.
GPA.
That's not that hard though. You could do
No.
that.
No, but so like I feel like I want to do it, but I don't know. Like I feel like I need to take the leap. I'm not sure. Like I might go to St. John's because that's where else another option. I might love it.
Yeah.
Might be
Where's
like,
St. John's?
Queens.
New York?
Yeah.
Queens, yeah.
But I think I just have. I don't know. I'm excited. If I would do it, I definitely will consider it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's such an interesting deal
Yeah.
to offer someone like specifically those areas.
Well, I
you know?
was talking to Miss Schaffner today because I was like,
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Jackie and we were talking and they were like, what if you asked them to go there in the spring and then take the fall semester off, just not go, and then because like a lot of times they
Oh,
just do
weird.
this thing where they want to replace the people that leave because people are gonna leave.
Yeah, people
every
leave
school.
the first semester. Or whatever.
So I just talked to her about that and we're gonna see if that's an option.
Like a gap semester.
Yeah, it's like a gap semester.
Weird. Yeah,
Well,
that'd be
someone
interesting.
got,
Like right above
We
us.
know people who have done that, like
Yeah.
gone somewhere in the spring.
And do you just tack on another semester at the end?
I don't
senior
know.
year?
That's a
think
good.
so.
I probably would.
That's
just like an
super
extra
interesting.
half a year, but
But I mean,
at the same time, it's not that much when
Mm.
you're.
the thing is,
considering the fact
even
that it's-
if they offer me that, I'll still consider the abroad thing because like that's such a cool opportunity, and
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that like I can do that. So
That
I'll
would be
definitely
so
consider it.
sick.
It would be cool, but I'll be honest. Like, I'm a little scared if I
Yeah,
do that. Like
yeah,
I have
like,
to be
it's just-
gone for 3 months.
It's
a bunch of random
unfortunate
people,
it's
like,
so
no
like
friends.
it's so quick into your college because like that's something that I want to consider, but when I'm a junior, not when I'm going straight into college.
Exactly.
Like I've never traveled outside of the country. I don't plan on doing it my first year, in
Especially
college.
alone, like
I think
alone.
Like, you
it's
haven't made
really
friends
cool.
yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you'll make the thing
But at
is
the
though,
same
you'll
time,
make
you'll
friends
make
there. You'll
friends.
make like I
Yeah.
think that's where I would make like lifelong friends.
It's a
'cause
cool
everybody that goes there
experience.
is going to Charleston after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to consider.
Do you guys think
Go
you'll
to
enjoy
Dublin. No, I'm
college
joking.
in general when you go?
Right now, for me, I'm actually not excited.
I know
Like,
you're not.
I know a bunch. Like everyone is.
You know, what's funny is I've actually heard from a lot of people recently that they don't like their college or just don't like college in general. So
I-
I'm not that surprised.
I obviously like my college, but
Yeah.
I I don't know. I just like I haven't like mentally prepared myself to like leave and change like my lifestyle because it's gonna change so much. I just like I don't think I'm just like prepared for it yet. And I just like I don't know. I enjoy like what I'm doing right now and everything I do every day. So like I just don't want to change like my life right now.
I'm sure that's a thing
That's fair.
everybody gets at this point in senior year, though. I bet if you asked every other class above us, they would say this happened.
Yeah.
Half the class is probably like, I'm so ready to leave. Half the class is like.
But I know a lot of people, like most people I've talked to, have been pretty excited for college.
But then I think they'll get closer and they'll be like,
yeah,
jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it right now. I think once I get into more schools and like start to figure out where I'm going, then I'll start to get more excited. But like, it's more just like a concept right now than like I'm imagining myself at this place, doing this,
Yeah.
It can happen fast though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'll know by probably mid-April, if not earlier.
There's been like a few glimpses where I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna be doing this next year. Like I won't, or not. No, I'm gonna be doing this. It's like, oh, I won't be doing this next year. Like I'll be hanging out with people. I'll realize like this won't be happening next year because it won't be able to happen. And it's like that. Those small things are like, they're not getting me anxious for college, but it's just like, okay, now I want to enjoy it right now. I don't even want to think about college because like all this stuff that's happening, it's not going to happen again because I'm going to be at college. And it obviously some stuff, like I'll be home for break. I'll see the friend, like all you guys, but there's some kids that I will never see again in my life. And that's, I mean, I'm fine with it because it's just how it is. And it's like, I'm excited for college, but I just want to like not even think about it right now. I just want to live right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't know.
Cooper, would you say it's like you're scared or just not ready or like anxious?
a little bit of
Like, what's
both.
the word? I would say like it's scary,
Because
honestly.
like I'm not like I'm social with my friends. Obviously,
Yeah.
like, when I go out, I don't want to see like anyone that I know. I don't like the public. Like,
Oh.
I'm an at-home person. Like I'd rather stay at house.
Yeah.
So like I don't like the social. Like being social is just gonna be weird when I know like literally no one.
Yeah.
It's like gonna be like a fresh restart. Like it's like high school all over again. Except you don't have friends you come in with. It's just like all new friends pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, look like who you're sitting with right now.
Exactly.
3 people that weren't in your town. Like I know you knew Dean, but like
Yeah. Like obviously I'll
think
figure
about
it
your
out.
friend group.
Yeah. It's
Like us 3, Griffin. Did you know Griffin before high school?
And I wasn't even friends with Cooper, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew him from lacrosse, but I wasn't friends with him
Yeah.
until, like, junior year.
I didn't
Yeah.
know. I did not
Legitimately.
like know you at all until
Yeah.
junior year either. So I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I'll obviously like,
Yeah.
find friends but it's just like making friends and like going to like being social and stuff. So, like,
It's
gonna be hard
different.
for me.
Well, I think it's time to wrap this up.
yeah, it's great.
It's 53 minutes so far, so it's been great having you, Dean.
Yeah.
Any
You
closing
guys.
remarks that you have to add? Any, like, shout-outs or anything that you
Any
want to do?
closing remarks? I don't. No.
All right.
Closing
It was fun
remarks.
having you here.
Thank you
Definitely,
guys. Yeah, I
definitely
appreciate
our
you having
best
me.
one yet out of
It was.
all our.
All of our
It
twos.
was.
No way.
Oh,
50-50 and I got
Should we
it.
clap?
Yeah, you
That's
better.
awesome.
You better take. Just a little,
Thank you guys.
all right.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next episode with Colin
Colin
Kimball,
Kimball.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.